Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. Today, we're going to check out the Ambi reverb pedal from Free the Tone. I've previously done a video with their amazing flight time delay, and this kind of takes a very similar approach. There's no menus on here. Everything is just what you see is what you get. There's 6 main reverb modes, from springs all the way through to massive ambiances, and then you have 4 basic controls along the top to control all the reverb parameters. On the back, you have stereo ins and outs. There's also a little switch on the side, which lets you select between instrument and line level. And on the back, there's a kill dry switch as well. So if you're going to use this in a parallel setup with a mixer, you can do that very easily. It also has a MIDI input. There's an on and off foot switch. And then over here, you can use that foot switch there to cycle through presets. Let's make some noise. This is not my clean sound, but it is my dry sound. It's the Fractal Atomica together with my go-to Greenback IR, which is available for free in the video description if you want to grab it for yourself. I'm running the Ambi in series after the cab. It's currently bypassed. I'll play a few chords, then I'll kick it in on the room algo and I'll start tweaking. That's a fairly decent sounding room. I kind of like those settings. I like that even with the decay cranked, it doesn't get silly and doesn't start to run away. It's just doing what you would want a room reverb to do. There's a pre-delay on there. This is the maximum amount of pre-delay available on the room. That's kind of a cool effect, almost like a diffuse slapback. But for rooms, I like the pre-delay nice and low. Let's just have a listen to that again. All right, let's hear the plate at the same settings. So the plate at the default settings is a lot darker. Let's bring the tone up. Okay, it's definitely got a different decay character there. You can even hear there, quite bright at the start, but it gets dark really quickly, which I like with plates. Let's crank the decay and the mix up and give it a little bit of pre-delay now. That's a cool big plate. I'm just going to quickly switch over to a really distorted sound and we'll use it for a lead thing. That's really, really nice as well. I like the way it's just kind of sitting around my core guitar tone rather than really sounding affected. It is doing what a good plate style reverb should do and just giving it some depth and overall ambiance, or some Ambi space, as we might like to call it. Let's go over to the spring. I'm going to switch to a clean sound and a Strat for this. So it doesn't really kind of sound drippy. We can even kind of do the drip test with it. I mean, there's something going on there, but it doesn't really have that like true spring reverb drip. But I think it's a good sounding reverb for those long decay times, and can crank the mix and the tone up on it. Let's hear it with a shorter decay. And with a less mix and darkening it up a little bit with the tone control. That's actually kind of nice as a subtle ambience in there, which is cool. Let's go to the hall now. This is for the clean stuff where things start to get really, really, really good. I'm going to bring the decay up to noon. We'll just start with some big decay. I'll bring the pre-delay up. Let's just bring the mix up to 100%. We can play with the tone to just kind of tailor the repeats to our liking. Check this out. That is a gorgeous sounding hall. It only kind of gets more interesting when we try the cave algorithm. That has some really interesting decay characteristics. It almost sounds like two reverbs stacked on one another. Lastly, let's hear the serene mode. If you like really, really, really big kind of ambient reverbs, I know we've just heard a bunch of that with the hall and with that cave mode. This takes that to a whole new level. We'll start out with the mix at noon, tone at noon, decay at noon, and I'll just bring the pre-delay down to about 9 o'clock, and we'll build from there. Totally over the top with the ambience. I really like that with distorted sounds as well. Also really like the hall. Far more subtle settings on the hall though, if you kind of want to take your heavily distorted lead scene and just coat it in some glorious reverb. Kind of get a bit of that Whitesnake 1987 vibe from the hall there on distorted guitars. That's the Ambi space from Free the Tone. If you've seen my videos with their other pedals, you already kind of know what I think. But I will reiterate that just really nicely laid out, great attention to detail. These feel like very kind of thoughtful pedals, like there's been a lot of thought that's gone into the features people would actually want. The range of the parameters, I think, is all kind of fine-tuned and dialed in for, I guess, what guitar players like to do. And each mode really, I think, is kind of tailored to a specific purpose. The fact that you've got stereo in and you've got MIDI on there, you can access presets from the dedicated preset switch there. We did everything in manual mode, but you know, if you want to store your presets, you just have to hit that button and you can cycle through them over here. Like I was saying, it's really easy to save your presets. I'm a big fan of their whole kind of interface with their pedal system, again, where you don't have to deep dive through tiny little menus or anything like that. It is all just kind of LED indicators and knobs. I can use it and I'm an idiot, so I think just about any other idiot could use this as well. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the tones in this video in the video description. And again, a big thank you to Andrew over at Independent Music for sending me this pedal to check out. Hope you all have a great day. See you next time.